came in April of last year, one of the things we noticed that we needed to do at the exchange is to provide a diversity of products to allow investors that use the capital market to have a properly diversified portfolio. So we're preaching asset allocation and diversification within portfolio. You have to provide the products that will enable investors to achieve that. So that is what is driving the need. And then if you look at exchanges globally, they're also trying to remain sustainable over long periods of time. And so they are diversifying their risk by going into new product and asset classes. So at the exchange, we've identified that we want to be in 5 products within 5 years: equities, fixed income, exchange traded funds, options, and financial futures.
How are you approaching the whole issue of bringing in new listings onto the NSE?
For us, for each of the 5 product categories that I've just mentioned, we would like to see deep and liquid markets. In the equity product category, in order for you to have deep and liquid markets, you have to have a lot of good companies, that both big and small and medium size. And what we've noticed is that when you look at the exchange, the companies that are listed today are not necessarily reflective of the Nigerian economy. And an exchange is typically a barometer for the economy. So we did a market segmentation study last year. Remember, we collapsed 33 industry sectors into 12 to be more reflective of the economy and also conform with global standards. What we realized is that 4 major sectors are underrepresented in the Nigerian capital markets. ICT, which telecom falls under, oil and gas. Nigeria is known as an oil and gas company, but less than about 3% of the market cap is oil and gas, and all of it is downstream oil and gas. Utilities, and then agriculture, which accounts for more than 40% of GDP. So we felt we needed to make an aggressive listing push in these areas to attract companies. We're not just going and asking companies to come and list. We've developed, from interacting with companies and other stakeholders, we've developed a list of value-added services that we're going to be providing to companies, such as independent equity research, investor relations programs, advocacy, corporate access, and the like. As some of the benefits of coming to list at the exchange, in addition to access to raising capital, being able to diversify your ownership base and the rest of it. So with regards to the noise about legislation for telecom companies, what we've realized is that with over 90 million subscribers and growing, none of the majors are listed on the exchange. So we've engaged with them. We've asked, what are the things we need to do to make it attractive for you to list? Some of them have actually spoken with us. And I'm happy to report that 3 days ago, the Securities and Exchange Commission approved our listing rules, our new listing rules, that make us more of a competitive listing destination as compared to London, Johannesburg, New York, and some of the other major listing destinations. So it is attractive, I believe, to come to the Nigerian Stock Exchange now. For companies that are not willing to come, especially companies that have systemic importance in the Nigerian economy, I think the government needs to have a package of fiscal incentives that if they come to list, they benefit from those incentives. And if they don't, then they don't benefit. That is the approach that we would like to see evolve. We're certainly not preaching for mandatory listing for anybody.
What impact do you expect new listings to have on the market when we do get a flurry of listings? We've seen one already this year, and we know that there are several in the pipeline.
Well, the impact it has is that with the listings, the companies at the core of all the other products, right? Because with the listings, now you have secondary trading. You can begin to talk about having options on these listings. You can have enough of these listings to form indices that allows you to create exchange-traded funds on the indices. You can begin to look at futures. So we really need to have a lot of companies, good quality companies. And so we have really embarked on an aggressive sales drive. We have over 550 companies that we're actively talking to about coming to list. And some of them have given strong indications that they will be listing this year. So I believe that Austin Lars is the first one, and we should have a busy calendar, especially as the market begins to stabilize and to grow again.
If you're going to give us a conservative number, how many listings do you think we should anticipate for this year?
I think from the indications we have from companies, I have to preface it by saying as long as market conditions continue to improve gradually, that we should get nothing less than 20.